Good morning, everybody. It is day 11 on Greenlighting the Day. My name is Sally. I apologize I didn't introduce myself for people who might not know who I am. I'm Sally. I have a channel that I've changed names. It was Cabernet Queen, and then when Google got involved, I think it became Sassy Sally Strikes Back or Strikes Again or something like that. But anyway, that's enough about me, except you're getting ready to see my guts, so I guess you're going to see some more about me anyway. I came in with the intention this morning of meditating on a different concept, but as I was rereading some of the Brenny book, in which I'll show you, on the iPad, I don't know, you can never tell what you can really see, because there you go, you see? I can highlight, and you can put notes by like touching and writing all kinds of little notes, and then it looks like a little sticky note on the side of the screen. It's a wonderful thing. I thought I wasn't going to like this eye thing, the reading the book, this way, but it actually was very good for me. And I have terrible handwriting, so that way I can actually read my notes that I've made as I've annotated the reading of the study. Anyway, I digress. Another concept just jumped back at me. I was going to discuss one that I'll discuss later. It's very important about shame and guilt and the difference between shame and guilt. But that's a whole big deal subject, and I don't want to short it. But this one is too, and this is what I want to read, and it's going to be a little different. Okay, we talked about fitting in and belonging yesterday and what the difference was. And this is something she wrote. Love belongs with belonging. One of the most surprising things that unfolded in my research is the pairing of certain terms like guilt and shame, or belonging and belonging and fitting in. Okay, but fitting, they don't belong. But anyway, one of the most surprising things that unfolded in my research is the pairing of certain terms. I cannot separate the concepts of love and belonging, because when people spoke of one, they always talked about the other. Now, later on in her book, she says, the same holds true for the concepts of joy and gratitude, which I'll talk about in a later chapter. When emotions or experiences are so tightly woven together in people's stories, they don't speak of one without the other. It's not an accidental entanglement. It is an intentional knot. Love belongs with belonging. And here's the part that I highlighted. She did lots of research, and this is what she would call a fact. A deep sense of love and belonging. I'm going to put this here so I can look at you when I'm reading it, because it's really important. A deep sense of love and belonging is an irreducible need of all women, men, and children. We are biologically, cognitively, physically, and spiritually wired to love and to be loved and to belong. When those needs are not met, we don't function as we're meant to. We break, we fall apart, we numb, we ache, we hurt others, we get sick. There are certainly other causes of illness and numbing and hurt, but the absence of love and belonging will always lead to suffering. Yeah, so I felt like I needed to touch on that today, because it's really crucial. And we think of love as being romantic love, and she has another thing here that it must be her definition of love. Oh, I need to find this. Yes, this is it. Love, do we really unpack the meaning of love? Hardly ever, right? Really unpack it. Or belonging. This really jumped off at me. Love is not something we give or get. It is something that we nurture and grow. A connection that can only be cultivated between two people when it exists within each one of them. We can only love others as much as we love ourselves, which goes back to that whole sense of I am more than enough, I'm fine, perfect as I am, imperfectly perfect, okay? But this part again, love is not something we give or we get. It is something we nurture and grow. And when I read that line, what came to me was this image. And when I meditate on something or listen to a tape and I'm closing my eyes and thinking through it, things will jump out at me. And that one did. And what I saw immediately was, one of those giant old Rosa rugosas, those big old rose bushes like the wild rose, where they would just grow and grow and grow and spill over, say, into your neighbor's side of the world, the person next to you. So if we can cultivate our love, and say then they're benefiting from that beautiful rose and those gorgeous rose hips at the end of the season and the fragrance and the beauty, and our love needs to be cultivated like that. Because then the more we cultivate self-love, and then that sense of belonging and that sense of personal ownership of who we are as being worthy, and we cultivate love for ourselves, and in turn it overflows for other people. We cannot love other people rightly until we've learned to love ourselves. And I know that that is so far from what I understood to be true about anything. Everything I did with love was just a desperate need because I was so empty and so void, and I so wanted to be able to get someone to love me. Please love me. Please, somebody love me. Someone tell me I'm good enough to take up space on the planet. Please, somebody. That is a very sad place to come from. That is not love. That is not love. And that's who I was. That's who I've been for a lot of years. That's who I was growing up because I had no sense of my own value, which is another whole topic for another day, which comes out of shame. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about shame and how that has really damaged us. So today I'm going to visualize that rose, that growing, massive, rambling, overflowing, spilling rose, as how I want to cultivate a sense of a loving attitude towards others today. I want to feel full of love to overflowing. And I can sit and meditate on those images, and that will help me. It's like a mantra. You can get that picture, and then you can behave. You can try to keep that fresh in the forefront of your mind. That's what I'm going to do today. That's my green lighting of today. I'm going to be walking around Oxford with my friend Mary doing a reconnaissance walk, a recce for the ramble she's doing tomorrow. And I'm going to just try to be beaming and bursting with as much love and giving and positive attitude and energy that I can. Because this is something else I really wanted to tell you guys. This is a big deal. If we do not have this in its correct place in our lives, you become ill. And I know this is going on too long, but it's the, where is it? We ache, we hurt others, we get sick. We suffer from illnesses. I suffer from a lot of unhealthy mental illnesses growing up because I didn't have my sense of value and love, and I couldn't give love or receive love because I couldn't love myself. I called it love, but what I was doing was not love. It was very conditional, and it was very crabby. But now, the key is where are we numbing things down? Because if we don't feel like we're in a right place, in a good place with the balance and the loving, I watch now every day for numbing. There's a whole chapter on numbing. And what are we numbing with? And for many of us, we've numbed with food. We've stuffed down the pain and the ache with comfort food to feel better, to love ourselves better with food because no one else is feeling that emptiness. So we're going to put the thing in here to make me feel better. Then there's alcohol. There's transfer addictions all over the place for people that have had weight loss surgery. I struggle with that myself, the numbing with alcohol. Just the littlest bit. Anytime you're trying to shut something out with an incorrect approach, that's numbing. That's not in proper balance. Nothing wrong with having a drink. Nothing wrong with having a brownie. It's the under motivation of what's driving you. So that's a lot to think about today. I'm sorry this is not what is supposed to be on this channel. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, I better go get ready. And this is already way too long for this. So bless you guys. You have a good day. And remember, be that overgrown rose bush that's just flowing out to everybody today, okay? Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow with maybe shame and guilt. Woo! Can't wait. See ya. Bye.